Hey, what's up there, disc golfers? So we are bringing you our first of what I hope is many live round rundowns for Team Discraft, and I've got a special guest with us today, Ben Callaway. Hey, what's up, Michael Russo? How are you, man? Chat. We'll be talking with you guys here in just a few minutes. We're gonna get into the recap, but what's up, Ben?
How's it going, Pat?
Dude, it's going good, man. I was really excited when I first heard that you were coming to this tournament. You know, when we first talked on our interview, you were like, oh, I didn't get in. You were on a wait list. Now you're here. And you, let me move the scoreboard around here. You're actually tied for 15th right now. Like, that's a pretty solid round. That's a fierce field out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, the best of the best are here. And I knew that I had to bring in a hot score to the first round so that way I can contend with these top players. So that's exactly what I did.
Okay. Yeah, you put up something really good. I see you had a little hiccup on hole number 9 where you went out of bounds. Hole's 406 feet. Sometimes they show us a map of what the hole looks like. They do.
Yeah, it's a 406 feet little peninsula hole. So the basket is perched like on the edge.
Okay, yeah, I've got a map up. We can kind of see where it's at there.
You got
it.
Okay, perfect.
So did you go for this one?
Yeah, I was feeling great on the front 9 because my goal was just to come out of there like maybe 2-3 down, but my drives were feeling phenomenal throughout the first few holes. So I went for it, and it just skipped out the back. There was a tailwind that I didn't really account for, so it was just too far for me to try to make the putt. So I just laid it up, took the bogey, but wasn't really too strung out about it.
No,
made it up for on the back.
You know what? When you attack holes like that, like for your mental game's sake, you have to go into it and you have to say, you know what? If this doesn't work out, this is what's going to happen. And you know what? I may not like it, but if I'm not willing to accept it, I need to lay up.
Exactly.
I mean, that's. Oops, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I feel like that's like where like a lot of my mental stuff comes from. Is I get upset and I feel maybe a little embarrassed. I'm upset about making a bad shot, and then I get like. That's whenever everything happens. The collapse is what I like to call that.
No, it can happen for like that for a lot of people, but I knew going in to that hole where if I commit to it, there's one or two outcomes. I'm either going to be safe with the putt, or I'm going to go OB and wind up taking a bogey. But that's the end game of what happened, and that's all she wrote. I moved on from there.
Okay. Ben is going to be answering some questions from the chat, so feel free to throw those in there, and we'll get them out to you. Dude, you had a lot of birdies today.
Yeah,
get that. There's a lot of blue, man. You had more birdies than pars, so for me, that's usually a good round.
Yeah, it turned out to be pretty good. Yeah, for sure.
89% fairway hits, 63% inside circle 1. I'm sure you're not happy with that completely.
No, that's pretty much my only woe on the day, really, was just a few hiccups inside the circle.
Still using roaches?
Yeah, I'm still putting the Jawbreaker roaches. I did pick up a couple of Paul's Lunas. I've been messing around with those. I love the plastic. I love the stiffness of it. I like how it's a little bit more shallow, but for me, it feels like it's a little too overstable inside circle putting. It tends to hyzer out for me a little too much because I have a little bit of a lofty putt. So
okay, all right. Well, we're going to get back to your round here in a second. Let's kind of just start on the recap. So right now we have one person on our team sitting inside top 10, and he's actually a new player for Team Discraft, and he's a lefty. So first thing I want to ask you is this course harder or easier for a left-handed player, or is it just pretty neutral?
I would say it's fairly neutral. I mean, some of the holes that you want to try to avoid taking big numbers on the front 9 are a little bit more challenging for the lefty, I will admit. But the back 9 is so neutral for both right and left-handers. I feel like it kind of balances out. So as long as you can just maintain a low score on those harder holes for the lefties, they should be okay.
Okay, so maybe kind of picking and choosing and attacking holes a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It really is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I was glad to see him up there. Looks like he ran into a little bit of trouble. His only trouble actually was on hole number 8 as he took his only bogey. I've got a map up there. Is that the same hole that you messed up on?
No, mine was hole 9.
Yours was hole 9. There's just, I forget, on this course there's a lot of those peninsula holes.
Yeah, there's at least three of them on the front, like back to back to back.
But that's 570 feet. Does Reed have power to go? I mean, that's almost like you're really committing for that.
I mean,
I wish I could have
to go for the green. No,
okay.
I can't imagine that he would. It's definitely a 2-shot hole because you're playing from the tee pad and you have to throw for a right-hander. You have to throw through a gap through some trees, or if you have the power, you can throw over the trees. And from what I've seen from Reed, he can throw over those trees there to the left, which sit slightly lower. So my guess is if he didn't go OB, he had to have just missed a putt.
He went OB on that one.
He did go OB?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just didn't know if it was something where he was trying to push up to a little better place, or
no.
If there's like a safe hyzer option there.
I mean, yeah, there is a safe hyzer option there for him for sure. I'm actually kind of surprised how he did go OB. It must have been on his second, and he just made the putt. So, because I can't imagine that. Yeah.
All right, quick, going back to chat here, we actually have a $5 super chat from Patrick Page. He says, "Hey Ben, quick question: when coming up to the tee pad, how do you decide either to attack a hole or to play smart?"
Well, for me, today it was more of a feel. Normally on hole 9 when I went OB, I do not typically attack that hole, but because of how the conditions were perfect, and I was feeling the shot, and I knew I could commit to it, so I did, and I fully committed to that shot, knowing I was either going to be inbounds or skip OB. But basically, you just have to have the confidence knowing that when you're stepping up to throw a shot like that, you have to fully commit to it, because if you don't, then you're going to end up with something that you clearly didn't want in the first place. Yeah, so for me, it's all based on feel.
Okay. Feel of the hole, obviously how you're shooting, if you've got that stroke to spare, if it's worth gaining that stroke.
Yeah, or it could be, the stroke to spare.
It's that one stroke on that hole is the difference in, going from top 15 to top 8. If you make, you stay in bounds there and you go up 2 strokes from where you're at now, and you finish at 11.
That's true. I mean, but it's hard to know that in the moment.
But after playing this tournament, what holes these guys up here are attacking and what holes you need to attack to shoot the rounds that these guys are shooting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for that, Patrick.
Patrick is the man. He is a local here.
He's a good man. I like Patrick Page. Shout out to Patrick Page.
Huge shout out. Patrick is a DIscraft thrower. Pretty awesome guy. He's an avid hunter too. He knows so much stuff about stuff.
Jerky.
He just knows so much about everything. And he plays Dungeons and Dragons. Gosh, he's just an all around awesome dude.
He's a jack of all trades.
Circle 1 putting for Reed, 75%. I know that you guys you guys are never happy with it. You could be sitting at 95%, but you still missed this one, and you're just not necessarily
right. I mean, I'd still be okay with 95%, but yeah, I probably would be complaining about that one missed putt. Because that's all disc golfers ever do is man, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
So, we've got Reed here. He's quite a few back, actually. I didn't realize I had actually during the last couple holes, I was trying to get stuff ready for the stream, and I'd quit watching the live stream. But man, Simon and Eagle, they tore it up. Last I had actually checked, Sias was still leading at 12.
Yeah, Simon and Eagle. Yeah, I have no words. That's just incredible golf to miss 2 holes, 3 holes, and I don't know. Must be nice to be that good, because that's amazing. I feel good about my 9 down. And these guys are shooting 15s and 16s.
You'll get there, Benny. Practice it up.
Yeah, I'll get there tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Sure, why not?
You did tell me that you were going to do something big the other day in Discord.
I did.
We'll We'll keep going here. I know I don't want to take everybody's time up tonight, and we've still got quite a few players to get through because I want to get to see what we got going on in FPO, which I haven't even checked out yet either. This is kind of like we're like experiencing this together. None of this is rehearsed or anything. So let's take a peek at Paul. So the one thing that I noticed is he's 90% inside circle 1. Last I had checked, he'd actually struggled on a couple putts and dinked cage, but solid numbers there. But you guys actually tied in score, Ben, and you said you were not on a card tomorrow.
Yeah. It looked like he had an unfortunate OB stroke on the final 18th hole, where he was sitting at 10 down, and if he birdied it, he would have been 11, 5 strokes out. But unfortunately, I don't know what it was that he threw. It looked fairly stable. I mean, it could have been a TI Undertaker, but it just skipped OB, and that's a 2-stroke swing right there. He couldn't make the putt, so. And he had a few other putting woes. I watched the live, and I think he missed like 3 putts in a row right off the cage for birdie on the back 9 there, which is it's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. It happens.
I know you're just talking a little bit about an Undertaker. So as we're talking about discs, Nathan Cameron wants to know what your go-to was today while you were playing.
My go-to for drives were actually my Tour Series of this year, my Glow Z Force. I think I threw that on like 70% of the holes today. And then I threw an ESP Buzz, and I put it with my Jawbreaker Roaches, and I mean that's pretty much it.
That's the course. So did you take your whole bag of nothing but Tour Series Z-Glow Forces like during our surprise
I did not, but I probably should have.
Probably could have got away with it.
That's like almost literally all I threw.
You could just.
I may have thrown like maybe 2 other molds, but that's it.
That's what you should do tomorrow. Just take all your Tour Series. You throw the hole. You park the basket. You sign the disc. You leave it on top for the next guy, and then you move on to the next hole.
That's actually a genius idea.
Great. That's how I've told people I spread the love of Discraft throughout my time of playing. Is just one lost disc at a time. That's how I put Discraft in everybody else's hands.
That's fantastic. Thanks for the question, by the way.
Yes.
Was it Nathan?
Yeah, that was Nathan Cameron.
Thank you, Nathan Cameron, for that question.
Yep. Wes actually, we have a couple Wes's in here. We got Wes Kepi and we have Team Stamp Wes. He said Ben's tied with some big names. It's going to be, you're going to have a fun card tomorrow. And we actually just talked a little bit about that off air. So why don't you tell us about what your card tomorrow is going to look like while we're here?
Well, if the standings stay the way they are, currently it'll be with Jeremy Colling, Anthony Barella, and just last week's first-time National Tour winner, Cameron Heimberg, or a.k.a. Vinny, which I still don't understand.
Big names.
So, I mean, I've played with all these guys before, and I know them pretty well on the disc golf course. So it should be a pretty fun card. We're all pretty big distance throwers, and we're going to be pushing each other, solid putters. So I'm very excited for how the momentum's going to be for tomorrow going into Fountain.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a later tee time too.
How's the weather?
The weather is absolutely perfect.
Would you trade it for the Las Vegas Challenge last week?
Would I trade it?
Yep. You don't get to play this tournament. You got to go play. No. You sure you don't want to play Vegas in the snow?
I heard Las Vegas was terrible and the weather was awful. And I'm from the Midwest. I don't come to Arizona to be in the same kind of conditions that I'm leaving. I come here because I want to be in 70-degree weather, shorts and a tank top.
One question that Nathan wants to know. He says that he uses the Pro D Roach. He loves them. Should he switch to the Jawbreaker plastic, and why should he? And this actually got seconded by somebody else. Cheating Lefty would want to know that as well. He also puts with the Pro D Roach.
I actually I put it with the Pro D Roach for the first year after the disc came out, and the reason for my switch was my Pro Ds were just getting beat up too quickly, and although the Jawbreaker plastic is similar, I feel like it's a little bit more durable. And also, what I love about it is that most of mine, when they send them to me, they're always flat. And I've been really digging on putting my putting putters being very, very flat, not concave, not a little dome, but just purely flat. So that way, I feel like I get a nice pop out of the disc from my hand. And it's also a little tackier as well. The plastic is got a nice grip to it. So basically, to answer your question, yeah, switch.
Hey, it's worth a try.
It is worth a try. I mean, it really is.
If not, I bet
There's
they
nothing
make
wrong with
phenomenal
trying new
throwing
things.
putters too. If you don't like how the jawbreaker ones feel, you can throw them. I like
They
throwing
yeah.
jawbreaker plastic.
I throw the roach as well. I do.
All right, so we talked about Reed. We talked a little bit about Paul's round. Paul had good putting, even with his couple hiccups. We talked a little about Ben's round. Anything else you want to talk about? What was your proudest birdie of the day? The one that you were most happy with. You're like, you know what? That's the one that I'm glad I got that one. That one felt good.
I had a couple of those actually, and they didn't come on. Yeah, one came on the front nine and one came on the back nine. Second hole in the par 4.
Okay. 703 feet.
One more time.
It's 703 feet. I'm bringing up the map for you guys correct. Now. Well, you can kind of see.
Yeah, get that picture up.
Yep, I got some picture here.
So there are 3 routes that you can throw on that hole from the tee. There is a left gap where you can throw flick, Anheuser or lefty hyzer, right side gap with a giant hyzer, or you can go low. Typically, if you want to get more distance, the left gap is the prime choice. But I like to go hyzer. It's easy and it gets me out there to potentially try to get my birdie. Okay. So I throw my upshot into the green. It comes up fairly short. It just dug, no skip. I think I'm sitting around 63 feet away, and the wind just was not existent at that point. The fountain just turned off, and it was dead calm. And as soon as it happened, I just said, I'm making this putt, and I ran it, and boom, just went in. So I made a 63-footer to start my day for putting, and that was probably one of my favorite birdie holes. And so, then my second one, what's that?
That 63-footer, would you attribute making that putt to a possible hug that you might have received from the Underground team captain yesterday?
Of course.
Okay. So that answers your question, Wes. That would be why he made that 63 foot putt. So you better find him tomorrow before the round so that we can see some more big putts.
Thank you, Wes. I'll be sure to give you. I'll be sure to get a few more from you because I'm gonna need all the luck I can get for tomorrow.
Yeah, Ben is from the Quad Cities. We live in a little river community, Iowa, Illinois. I actually could. Can I take the river to you, or can you take the river to me? I don't remember which way it goes. He's about 40 minutes other way river.
I think I take it to you.
Yeah, I'm 5 minutes from the river there, and I don't know how far you are, but maybe we'll try it sometime. You've only got 6 lock and dams to go through.
Only.
Yep, we're from the Quad Cities. We hosted AM Worlds a couple years ago in 2017. Cool little river town.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to slide down here to team captain of the actual team Discraft team. Did he hug you at all?
I'm sorry?
Did Yuli give you any hugs at all?
No, he did not.
Oh.
No, he didn't.
The team Discraft captain didn't, but the Underground captain was there gracing you with hugs. I got
a high five, if that counts, and a good luck, but no hugs.
No hugs from Yuli. Yuli, I think he's put himself in a little better position than he did starting out in Vegas. That's for sure. He had a couple holes that he had some hiccups on along the way. Hole 6. This one looks like it got him a little dirty. He took a double bogey on that. I think he might be the only double bogey I see on that hole.
On hole 6.
Hole 6. It's 230. Is it 233?
Okay. So that.
Oh, there's some OB on that hole. There is some OB. So let's look at what it says happened. No OBs. No, 1 OB.
Okay.
1 OB. Yep, 1 OB and a 2-putt.
So he probably ended up going down the hill because that basket is literally on the side. It's on the flat, but then 3 feet to the right of it from the tee pad's perspective is just a straight downhill look all the way to OB Road.
Okay, so he got worst case scenario on that then. That's 1 in 100 times you playing that hole. That's what you're gonna probably end up with.
Yeah, so he probably rolled down the hill and then ran the putt up and then either hit. There's a couple of little miniature trees that sit there on the top of the hill as well. and he could have potentially hit one of those and got a bad roll or just went too far from his upshot and doinked it. But
and here's what separates Yuli from me. All right, right there when that happens, I get upset. I don't go birdie after that hole. Usually my brain is like going 100 miles an hour, and all I'm doing is reflecting on the last hole that I just cannot get my focus to go birdie and recover. And life, that's how it is. That's why a lot of people watch form videos and stuff on how you throw, and the mental game is by far, I feel like, the most important aspect in this game.
I mean, confidence is key. You have to have the confidence knowing that, I made a mistake and took a pretty unfortunate bogey, double bogey, whatever it may be. But you have to have the confidence knowing that you can go into the next hole and birdie it.
Okay.
You just have to shake it off.
From Cheating Lefty in chat, he goes, Ben, if you were playing the Rumble, do you need a caddy opening day?
I do not.
He does not need a caddy.
No, I do not. My fiance is actually going to be doing that.
Taking over the job for. What if I asked if you needed a caddy?
She would actually understand. She said you're the exception.
I am the exception. I would be like there'd be like four-time returning caddy to the Rumble. That's how I met like so many cool people. I think the first time I caddied for you ended up on a card with Brian, and like I had so much fun that like the next year I didn't even want to play. Like the first year it was financial reasons. The second year it was like, hey Ben, I'm going to be your caddy. This is going to be awesome.
And I said, okay.
Dude, there's going to be plenty of people. If you need to carry a bag for another cool person, hit up Brian Earhart. They're going to be on a card together first or second round. It always happens.
Probably. And I mean, FYI, Joe Miss Pro is going to be there, so you'll probably be on camera. Wink, wink. So, look spiffy.
Speaking of Brian Earhart, as we continue moving on, kind of rounding out what's going to be our top 25 for this one, we see Brian Earhart sitting in... Oh, wait, no, I'm missing somebody. Am I missing somebody?
Are you?
I think I am. I thought JC was up here, but I do not see him.
I didn't get to see where he finished.
Oh no, I do have him. He's after Brian. I just didn't want to miss him. Nope, he's coming up. I couldn't remember where it was. I just remember that he didn't have the DIscraft below him, and it made me mad. It did. It made me mad that JC wasn't getting the love for that. Did you have a caddy today, Ben?
Yeah. I brought my fiance. Brought her. My fiance and I both flew down, and she's going to be caddying for me all 4 rounds.
I was just getting ready to ask you. I was like, I hope you brought her carry on. I hear underneath the planes get quite cold.
Yes.
So yeah, he did have a caddy. She enjoying going around with the disc golf, all that stuff, kind of. Like...
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's loving it. I mean, obviously, like I said before, we're both from the Midwest, so just being here in the weather is already enough in its own, and then on top of disc golf is just a treat. Plus, we have the Team DIscraft dinner party that's going to be happening tomorrow night, and then we're going to go to that and get to meet all the new DIscraft members that have made their way onto the team this last year and have a good time doing that as well.
Yeah, so. I told Wes to get as much blackmail footage as possible so that when I need an interview, I can be like, you come on now, or else this footage gets leaked. So that's how that's how I know you guys are gonna have plenty of content coming up.
Okay, I see that. All right.
Let's touch base on Brian's round. Brian started out pretty strong. He snagged some birdies. He ran into a little bit of trouble on that hole 6 too. He must have he snagged himself a little OB stroke. He didn't bounce back right away like Yuli did, but he goes through, gets some pars, and then look at that finish. He goes birdie on 11, par on 12, and then he birdies out the last 6 holes to really set himself in a good spot. -8.
That's solid.
So plenty of room to move. 86% inside circle 1. You know Brian better than I do. Is he happy with that, or is he like we need more?
I mean, like I said before, I'm sure that there's a couple that he missed, and he's gonna think about those. But ultimately, he's probably very happy with how he finished, because a lot of those putts came from inside the circle, going down the stretch there, and he was just canning them all. Obviously, like you said, 6 in a row to finish. That's a great way to finish your first round. So I'm sure he's happy with it.
I bet he is. We'll get into FPO here in a second. Who all did we have FPO coming? Did we just have Haley at this one? I think she's...
Vanessa Van Dyken is also here.
Okay, so we have Haley tied for 8th right now. Looks like out of the gate she was struggling a little bit. That's not like Haley. I've been watching her videos.
Well,
she's been throwing really good lately.
Yeah, I mean for sure, but I mean this is also her first time here at the Memorial Championships, and she literally got the go ahead for coming to the Memorial, like 4 days before the tournament was going to be happening.
So you're telling me she wasn't sitting there practicing in Wisconsin?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, Wisconsin weather's horrible right now. Actually, Haley and I just talked about that the other day.
But for her to come out of Wisconsin, which by the way is terrible conditions in playing, to fly down here and have like 1.5 days of practice and then only be 2 strokes off the lead after the first round out of one of the biggest events of the year, that's pretty solid.
Yep. Oh yeah, she's look at this. Like you can see, even after that rough start, she comes back, she gets a birdie, she goes through snagging those pars. Some of these are longer holes where par is the birdie on some of these holes in
right. But I mean, this is her course though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is her course.
Oh yeah, I am excited about what these next rounds are going to hold for Haley. Like I said, it was a little rough there, but she's 80% inside circle 1.
It's pretty good. It's not bad at all.
Nope, she's
respectable.
She's going to get up there. And then we have Vanessa. She is at 14th.
I think she's 4 off the lead currently.
Yep, she is 4 off of the lead. And you guys still have 3 rounds to play, so there's...
Yep, I mean...
There's a lot of golf.
I mean, 6 strokes isn't even nothing, so...
No, not with as much OBs in play as I've been seeing here, where you can take a 5 on a 233-foot hole.
It's doable. I've seen it done.
All right, guys, that's the roundup. Any closing questions here for Benny before we take off here? Haley said she felt she played bad today. That's what Alex said. Yep, I'm not surprised that she said that either. But you know what? We're not going to let this take her down. You can see that she did start rough. She's going to have the confidence to bounce back these next 3 rounds. That's the big thing. Plenty of golf on the table, and only 2 strokes.
Yeah, 2 strokes, 3 more rounds. You're doing just fine, girl. You're right where you need to be. Just play your game.
Any thoughts on the Kongs selling for $100 on Dollar Disc Golf Auction?
Yeah, give them to me. I want them.
How far do they fly? Are they our farthest throwers right now?
Okay, yeah, this is what I meant to do. I meant to give a disc review on the Kong. So I got mine in and I test flighted them down here at the Memorial Championships, and they will probably end up replacing my Punishers, which I have been loving lately. But the Kong goes a little further. It's a lot straighter of a driver, and it's mainly for what I've noticed, like a power distance thrower. Because for me, when I really throw it hard, it turns over right out of the gate, and it looks like it's not going to be able to fade back, but then it holds its line with the stability that it has, and it just keeps going straight, and it pushes so far forward. And it's an amazing driver that I cannot wait to get more of, to be able to throw down here and kill this tournament.
So am I going to be throwing Kongs? Like right now, my bag is really weird. I'm still using Nukes for main distance driver, and I bag the Punisher and the Force. I only use the beefy Forces for just for headwinds. Is pretty much all I use Forces for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you might be. I mean, you really might be. A lot of people say that they don't like it because they say it's more stable. Like some people said, it's more stable than the Punishers. Which, again, like I said, if you don't quite have the arm speed for it, then it's going to seem that way. Sure, because I mean, you have to have that little bit of extra strength to get this disc to push forward. Otherwise, it's going to seem like it's irrelevant, and you're going to go back to your Punishers. Which is fine, but I would highly recommend trying them out because they feel amazing, they look amazing, and they fly amazing.
I can't wait to get my hands on one and get to throw them and not sell it for $100.
Just you wait.
All right. Did we have any other questions there? Are you going to be at the Clash of the Canyons this year?
Clash of the Canyons.
Yep, that's well, have you ever played that course, the Canyons, up in Rockford area, I think? Delwood Disc Golf?
No, I have not, and no, I don't believe I will be there. Unfortunately, I've heard a lot of really good things.
Did you watch Brian's video from that?
Is that what? Oh, is that
With
what,
where he's got the crown on and he's like working out in the gym?
Oh, I thought that was King of the Canyons.
No, it's Clash of the Canyons.
Oh, okay. No, not this year. Unfortunately, I have prior engagements. But
maybe they call it King of the Canyons. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. But I think you get crowned. You get crowned king. It's in Joliet. Yeah. Patrick Page tells me Lockport, Joliet. I was kind of close with Rockford. Is that kind of the close area? Yeah, it's Lockport
and Sean Callahan. Shout out Sean. Shout out to Sean. He messaged me saying that I could be. I was a potential invite, and all I need to do is just give the yes, I'm coming. Unfortunately, I have a prior engagement on that weekend, so I won't be able to make it. But I told him if it's on next year, I want to go.
Yeah, I might go. I might go with you. There's this really good Mexican place like 5 minutes away. They actually heat up their salsa. Like, dude, it's really good. Last time I went there, yeah. So if you go to Canyons next year, let me know. Maybe I'll take the weekend off and I'll caddy for you. We'll just be like this epic team that gets the win.
Dude, bet.
But then we'd have to take down Brian, which I don't mind doing. We've done it before, and we'll do it again.
Bet. Done. It's already happening.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. You've heard it from me and Ben. I'm going to try to get you guys some more live round recaps and some rundowns here the next few days, right after the coverage ends, if I can make that happen for you. So otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next couple nights. Maybe we'll have Benny on again. You shoot good tomorrow, dude. Come back on here tomorrow.
Sure, why not?
You just can't do it at the. You can't do it at the dinner party.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So maybe not.
Maybe no DIscraft people. Maybe no DIscraft people. Maybe I'll have somebody from the underground team on tomorrow. But anyways, guys, Ben, is your hat for sale?
Unfortunately, no. This is the only one I have in this color.
But Andrew Trayer, I might be able to get you in contact with somebody from Iron Lion that could get you hooked up with one of those.
There it is.
Yep, I can find a way to get you a pretty cool looking Iron Lion hat. Cheating Lefty says, good luck tomorrow. Winner of the King of the Canyons gets crowned. That's how it works. Because Brian was like, will you take my crown?
That's what it is. Okay. I see it. Okay.
That was such an awesome video. If you guys haven't had to check that out, chance to check that out, I posted it. If you go to the community tab, a couple days ago, I posted it back. Hilarious video. It was great.
Pretty good.
Brian should be an actor. Like, after watching that, like the push-ups where he's kissing the crown was great. Oh my god.
You know what? It's ironic because people think that Brian's actually acting there, but that's just how Brian is. That's
Brian's got so many different personalities though when you're with him. All right, guys. That is everything. Like I said, more recaps tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are liking it. Hit that notification bell. Ben likes it when you hit the notification bell.
I really do.
If you guys liked this video, give it a like, of course. And
always.
You know what? If you're watching this after the live stuff, comment down below any questions that you might have for Ben, so that if we get him on tomorrow, we can ask him those for you. So, peace out.
Sounds good.